Hello, everyone. I'm Nicholas Johnson. I'm the publisher of Axios. Thank you so much for joining us here at Axios House, deep in the heart of Texas. We're very grateful for you joining us. We're also grateful for all of our partners at Axios. Everything we do at Axios wouldn't be possible without our partners. So we're hugely happy to be working with Suntory Global Spirits again. This is a multiple time they've been at an Axios House, and I'm very excited to welcome for a view from the top conversation, Suntory's head of global research and development, Eric Schutzler. Eric, welcome to the Axios House. How are you?
Good to see you.
When I got here earlier, you were outside in a white lab coat and safety goggles pouring liquid nitrogen. So,
Yes.
head of global research at Suntory Global Spirit sounds like a pretty cool job. Tell us a little bit about the company and your role.
Yeah, well, first we'll start a little bit about the company. First of all, thank you for having me and having us. A little bit about my role in the company. So Suntory Global Spirits is part of Suntory Holdings, and we have an enviable portfolio of brands. You think about Jim Beam Bourbon, Maker's Mark Bourbon, Japanese whiskeys like Yamazaki and Hibiki, and then the RTD portfolio, which you can all taste. If you haven't yet, try it out there with On the Rocks premium cocktails and the -196 vodka seltzer. And really what we think differentiates us is quality and craftsmanship. That is the heart of everything we do. And as I transition a little bit to what my role is, so I get to lead a large team of global R&D scientists and innovators around how do we create the best products for consumers that are quality first, that every consumer, every interaction point is a quality interaction point. And it creates memories, enriches lives, and brings people together. So that's an exciting piece of what I get to do.
You mentioned the drinks you were showcasing outside, like part of the ready-to-drink category.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about that. Like, why are consumers moving in that direction? Why is that an interesting space?
Yeah, I mean, from a business perspective, it's an interesting space because it has massive growth, right? It's expected to double from 2020 to 2030 globally. But what's interesting is the trends that are driving that, right? This idea of premiumization, convenience, and really driving the transition from kind of beer, wine into the RTD space because there's so much more selection available, almost like infinitely customizable if you're the consumer, so many things out there. If you look at what's happening in the marketplace, 30% of the brands that are in the market today from an RTD perspective weren't there 6 months ago. So there is a ton of innovation happening in this space, a ton of availability for consumers to get, try new things, which as an established player becomes challenging, but even as an entrant becomes challenging because how do you get news? How do you stand out?
I mean, how do you get new? How do you say that? I think that's your job, right? I guess that kind of fits into why there's a head of global development. Like, talk a little bit about like how you view those trends and what are you looking for next on that?
Yeah, so how we view those trends, right, is we're constantly looking at insights for what is going to be different and new in the marketplace. We don't want to just be the next something, right, that was already done. So what we're looking for is how do we bring a unique tasting product to the market, and really taste is how we lead. You have to be tasty. You can have a great story, you can have a great brand, but you have to be tasty because as we will talk a lot in my team is, marketing and artwork and sales can sell the first can. The next can that you buy, every other can you buy after that is based on does it taste good. No one cares about the marketing after they taste it.
I mean, even more so than that, we're talking about the savvy consumer today, and something that's really big in a lot of the conversations we have at Axios when we cover this is authenticity. Tell us how that kind of fits into how you think about it as well.
Yeah, authenticity is huge. As we think about macro trends, people wanting transparency in what it is that they're consuming especially, and really that's driven a lot of the spirit space growth in the RTD category as well versus what you're seeing the decline in malt-based ready-to-drinks. And really that's about, I think, the authentic story is what we believe is you think, if we have a cocktail, one out there made with Knob Creek bourbon, right, in the On the Rocks cocktails, there is a craftsmanship story behind Knob Creek that you can look to and say, I understand how this product's made. I understand the quality that goes into it, the craftsmanship and the care. That's different than just, I don't really understand what's happening in here. So, and you think about an RTD versus if you're making a cocktail at home. If you make your own old-fashioned, you know everything you put into it. If you get a ready-to-drink cocktail, you don't necessarily know everything that goes into it. So the more that we're able to demonstrate and show people and tell people, this is how this cocktail is made, and it's much more convenient, and you can take it anywhere you want, and you can have the mixologist taste without the mixologist there. Like, that's what we're trying to bring to life.
I mean, I'll confess, when somebody hands me a ready-to-drink thing, I pick it up and I look on the side and I see what someone's actually handed to me. And I think that connects maybe a little bit with some of the more traditional spirits brands, like sort of where Jim Beam comes from. You know the whole lineage of that historically. And so I guess the authenticity idea is to connect ready-to-drink to that same kind of
Correct.
sense of understanding what's behind it.
Correct. And you think about the category, it's so new. I mean, we all think ready-to-drink it's ubiquitous everywhere right now. But you think about spirits, they've been around for hundreds of years. And ready-to-drink is, decade or more. I mean, it's not really that, in terms of being massively popular. So a couple decades, it's really infant. And so there's still a lot of growth, and you're seeing a lot of that shake-up still happening in that category that's maybe not happening as much in the spirit space.
I think you said earlier is like 30%, like just in the amount of the category that is new
Correct.
each year, which you wouldn't traditionally see in spirits. Well, so
Correct.
get into a little bit more, like what are the trends that drive that interest in what is new?
Yeah. I mean, if you think about the trends that are driving that, so as you start to think, Gen Z coming into the drinking population and what they're demanding from companies, not just in spirits, really across the board, about tell me what's in here. I want premium. I might be consuming less, but I want premium when I am going to consume. I want choice. I want variety. So if you think about the fact that RTD space offers a ton of variety, so the consumer can go in and taste a bunch of different things within one brand portfolio, or they can be going across brand portfolios as well. So, that's why, if you recall earlier, I said, it's got to be tasty, right? That is a huge piece of what we have to deliver. And that is the danger, actually, in one of the trends that's happening, is when you see so many people coming into the category, not everybody tastes great, right? And somebody can basically poison the well of the category if it doesn't taste great. And we want to hold that if you taste our products, you're going to love them, and they're going to be great experiences. And hopefully we can not only do well for ourselves, but bring the whole category up and being more premium and not just like the malt-based RTD from the early 1990s.
Right. And it speaks a little bit to additionally to the demographic trends, that variety of selection. If it doesn't taste great, there's a million other options that are rising up in the market, so you have to be some of the best.
Correct.
On that. So before we get the hook here, I want to end on one fun thing. I love to end on one future thing. Spin this forward. Like, when you put your lab coat, or your white lab coat back on, and you go back to the secret Suntory lab, like what's coming next down the pipeline? What can we look forward to?
Yeah, I mean, a couple products that we're tasting here. We've got the lemon drop martini in the on the rocks category, and then we also have the strawberry one, which I brought one up here for you to taste as well. The strawberry minus 196.
Let's try it right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is my last thing of the day.
Oh, me too.
This is the best part about having Suntory Global Spirits as a partner, I will confess, because there's always a tasting at the end.
Well, cheers. And we actually will be demonstrating the freeze crush infusion technology again. If you didn't see it at the beginning, we're going to be doing it again here at 4:30. Well, I will trade out the suit coat back for the lab coat again.
Real quick before we all run away, I'm getting the strawberry here. Give a little bit of a blurb about the nitrogen freezing and how that works to get it into the drink.
Yeah, so minus 196, the whole proposition that's differentiated is being whole fruit flavored. And we take the whole fruit, we freeze it in liquid nitrogen, which the boiling point from high school chemistry is minus 196
One of my favorite
degrees
things to do in high school chemistry.
Celsius. We were talking in the green room about high school chemistry. So I think, you take that and then you crush the fruit, and you are then able to infuse that powder into vodka. And you're getting the whole fruit, the pith, the rind, the juice, if you think about a lemon or a strawberry or a grapefruit or a peach, which are the flavors we currently have. So that, to me, really goes at that authenticity. We can demonstrate for you right out there how this product is different.
Not just can, will.
Not only we did it before, and we will do it again at 4:30.
Eric, thanks so much for being here. Stick around, folks. When we're done up here on stage, Eric will have his lab coat and his safety glasses back on side, playing with high school chemistry. But for the time being, stick around here. Thanks to Suntory. The conversation continues with my colleague from Axios Austin, Nicole Cobbler. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.